Peace, y'all. Back at it again. You know who it is, Bobby Davis, and this is MIIRRROUSE, and we're here to talk about more product development today. So last episode, I gave y'all a little bit of premise behind HiDuo. I went through some 3D printed models. I showed y'all a bunch of iterations, talked about how I was 3D printing at school, user case studies, holding it. That is all the fun stuff. That is all form development. That is all finding out your idea and then seeing it kind of in front of you, just the way it looks and the way it may feel. But the actual hard work has to do with making it work. The engineering. How are you going to make this thing come to life and actually get to users? Another thing I spoke about last episode was this idea for shooting for the stars. Like, shooting as far as you can with these ideas, because you can always reel them back in. You can always make the engineering adhere to your idea, and you can always push the engineering. And that's really where the innovation happens, is when you're pushing engineering to meet your crazy product design. So at the end of last episode, I talked to y'all a little bit about how my engineers were like, yo, you got so much stuff that you need to figure out with this as far as hardware, how many lumens, batteries, all that type of stuff. But I took a minute and I thought to myself, I need to actually know how this product's gonna work first. I know it's just gonna illuminate, but I need to know how my user is going to use it. The user experience is so important in products. The user experience is really what makes a decent product different from a good product, and a good product different from a great product. It's all in how the product works. And if that's having one less button or two less features, that can really make the difference. And so I urge all y'all and young designers to really think about the user experience and stray away from making those decisions that might look good, but may not function as well. And that's something that I struggle with as well. So the important thing was that the functions and the controls of this align with popular consumer tech. We're so used to using devices every day, our smartphones, our computers, and they're designed to be very intuitive. So it was important for this product that already has a competitor, flashlights, to be very, very simple. Most flashlights have just one button. And that one button will scroll through a couple different modes. You might have high brightness, low brightness, strobe mode, etc. And that's good for what the product is. A single illuminating flashlight doesn't need to have 6 modes. But for HiDuo, I have 2 light sources. There's a front bulb and there's a ring of LEDs on the bottom. And sometimes you might want one, sometimes you might want both, sometimes you might want the bottom only. And you need to be able to adjust the brightness. And it quickly goes from one button to, do I need 3 or 4, or how am I controlling these modes and how am I navigating the brightness? So to get a simple interface, we tried a bunch of different solutions. We tried one universal button with a volume style rocker. I was looking at cameras a lot, and we looked at a variation that was like a camera zoom to control the brightness. Some that looked like a D-pad for a PlayStation controller. We tried a ton of things, and it seemed like the possibilities were endless. But I had to really look at these and say to myself, these are doing too much. This is not a simple user interface. This is supposed to be a flashlight, and it's now got 3, 4, 5 buttons for no reason. So what did we do? Boom. I know it looks simple, and that's kind of the idea. It's supposed to be simple. It's only 3 buttons, but the 3 buttons control everything. When you first press the home button, when you press it on, both modes, out of the front and out of the bottom, are going to illuminate. That's the main use of the flashlight. That's why it's innovative. That's what's different about it. When you press the home button again, you start to cycle through the modes. The next mode to come up will be just the illuminated ring of LEDs on the bottom. This is really like the second most popular mode. This is the area light. This is the thing that people are going to use it for when they're not using it to walk along trails or when they're not using it to illuminate their paths. When you press the home button the 3rd time, that will just be the front. I didn't see this as terribly useful, but I didn't want to alienate the customers that would want to use just the regular flashlight. And so it has merit as its own mode. Now, the 2 other buttons that you see on the top, those are to control the brightness. So in either mode, in any mode really, you can control whether it goes up in brightness or down in brightness. You'll have 2 modes up and then 2 modes down. We start you out in the middle so that, again, battery conservation. It's so crucial to have battery life on a flashlight, especially one that's consuming as much power as this is, with illumination out of the bottom and the front. That was our most convenient solution to really give y'all access to all the modes, give you full brightness control, and really make the user interface simple. Again, it seems like a really roundabout way to go about it, but as far as my experience goes, it sometimes takes going through all those like whack ideas until you finally come to that one that's like, why didn't I just think of this in the beginning? But you had to go through all those. And the knowledge that you gained from all those, you know, over the top ideas all led back to the simplicity of the idea that you end up with. So I know this video may seem like a small task and it was really short, but I wanted to highlight the importance of knowing your user. It's so crucial whenever you're designing a product to really think about who's going to be using it. I got into making like egotistical design decisions, stuff that I thought looked good but wasn't very useful, and that was all because I wasn't thinking about my user. I was just thinking about making something pretty or making something that was different. And again, like we said, innovation and good products is all in how it works. If it's confusing, it's not going to work good. If it's not intuitive, it's not going to work good. Even if it's different, it might be great. So I make this video to really urge you all to really think about the users. Let's make products that are for people. That's what MIIRRROUSE is about. Thank you all for watching this video. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love this stuff. I want to keep bringing y'all more videos. I want to build this following. Let's keep making products together. So this has been MIIRRROUSE. Peace, y'all.